You know what, you're right, and I didn't think y'all was rocking with this series, so I started procrastinating a little bit, so let's get right into it. Welcome to Alien Explained Part 4, where I explain the timeline and lore of the Alien franchise. Now, last time we spoke, we talked about the prequel to Alien Covenant, which is the next installment that we're going to be talking about. So in this video, I'm actually going to be talking about the movie Alien Covenant. So after we watch those prequels, we're going to get into Alien Covenant, and I would like to say, this is one of my favorite Alien posters ever. This shit is gas. So this movie is about Wayland Industries basically starting the Covenant Project, where they take a group of colonizers, go out in space and look for a new world to habitat. Now the movie starts off with Walter maintaining the ship and doing his duties. And I know what you're thinking, you're like, Nemo, why did you call him Walter and not David? Remember that detail because it's very important later on in the story. Lock it in, let me tell you something. So Walter was minding his own business and the computer was like, beep beep, yo Walter, you see this thing right here? This is like a space storm coming on its way, and it's gonna hit us real soon. So it basically hits the ship and everybody gets rocky, just like turbulence in an airplane. And because Walter can't manage and repair the ship by himself, he's like, yo, we gotta wake up the crew. So the Covenant crew had to wake up early, surprise, surprise. Also, y'all remember how I mentioned James Franco in the last video? Well, he played a character named Branson and he was the original captain of Project Covenant. And spoiler alert, he got unalived. Something happened with his cryo chamber that made it go boom and he got set on fire, so RIP. And this character right here, his name is Captain Oram. He became the new captain after Branson passed away. He gives a mini eulogy to all the colonizers that passed away, including Branson. And he was just like, yo, I know we just experienced a lot of people dying, but we're still at work and we're still clocked in. So y'all better lock it in and we need to fix this ship immediately. So they fixed the ship, but the one thing that happened while they were fixing the ship is that they got a distress signal. And they were like, all right, play back the distress signal. And this character right here, Tennessee, was like, wait, that tune sounds familiar. The distress signal was singing an old country song. And Tennessee was just like, bro, I recognize that tune from anywhere. So everybody's like, why is a distress signal singing instead of giving out like an actual signal? So Walter was just like, yo, computer. The computer's like, yo, what's up? Walter was just like, yo, you see this distress signal singing? I need you to track where it's coming from. Computer was like, say less, I got you. So computer was just like, yo, this distress signal is coming from this planet right here. Now these planets don't really have names, so we're just gonna call it Planet 4. Now this is LV-223, the planet that I mentioned in my very first video. And that planet is where the movie Prometheus takes place. Now this planet over here, all the way at the top right hand corner, is Argai 6. That is the destination for Project Covenant. But the distress signal is coming from this planet right here, planet number 4, like I said. See, here's the thing, Argai 6, their original destination, is 7 years away. That's why they were in the cryo chambers to begin with. But Planet 4 is literally right around the corner. So Captain Orm was just like, yo, basically, we should check out this planet low-key, because if it's clean, we could have Project Covenant move to Planet 4 instead of waiting 7 years to go to Argai 6. So the character Daniels is basically like, yo, low-key, I understand the logic, but I think it's really sus how this planet didn't show up on the map before, but all of a sudden it shows up now. And Captain Oram was just like, bro, I'm big captain, bro. Like, just give it a chance. We're just gonna check it out. It's not like anything is definite. So Daniels was like, you know what? I can't change your mind. You got it, bro. So they round up a crew, get into the shuttle, and land on Planet 4 just to check it out. So now they're scoping out the planet. Everything seems super sweet, super nice, clean water, food, everything. This is where the story takes a turn because this character right here, his name is Leeward. He wanted to take a little bit of a smoke break, so when he sat down, he stepped on a mysterious plant. That's not dust. Those are eggs. Now, once this egg is exposed to air, it looks for a host because technically it's a parasite. And once it finds a host, it plants itself inside the host. Now, remember that detail while we move on in the story. So immediately after, Leeward gets sick. And another crew member encountered the same dust and he also gets sick. So Captain Oram's wife, her name is Karen, she was just like, yo, we gotta take Leeward back to the ship immediately. Bro is so sick, he starts spazzing out, bruh. So after he's done tweaking, this little shit pops out of his spine. And this is a baby neomorph. And yes, I said neomorph, not zeomorph. There are different types of xenomorphs. And like I said in the previous video, I will go over the different types of xenomorphs, but I'm not going to get into that right now. Now, since it's a baby, the baby neomorphs has a nickname and it's called Bloodbusters. And I quite literally can't show you a picture of what they look like because, you know, social media guidelines. But when you watch the movie, you'll know exactly why they're called Bloodbusters. It's fucking gross, bro. It's gross. So you know how horror movie goes. The neomorph basically unalives a couple of people from the crew, the shuttle explodes, and then a mysterious figure shows up from out of the woods out of nowhere. He basically saves them and he was just like, bro, if y'all want to be safe, come with me, I got a crib over here. So he takes off his hood and the mysterious figure is the original David. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this is one of my favorite scenes of the entire movie because when he revealed himself, literally everyone was not surprised. Because literally everybody was just like, okay, this is just another android like Walter. And they've already previously went through super traumatic experiences, so like seeing a clone of Walter was the least of their worries, so I thought that was funny. Long story short, David is the first model of David the android, but then they created Walter because he's the dumber version of David because they realized having an android this smart is very dangerous. So David was just like, yo, I met new people, I gotta get a haircut to look good. Then Captain Orm was just like, yo, listen, you gotta tell me everything that happened. Then David talking about, oh, yada yada yada, well, after Project Prometheus, we crash landed here on this planet, and due to the crash, Elizabeth Shaw died. This nigga was lying out his synthetic ass. And Captain Orm believed him, bro. Now this is where I speed up the story a little bit because this video is already long. Captain Orm was just like, bro, what were you even doing here? And David was just like, I was just working on a couple of experiments. And as he was explaining, the truth comes out. So you know the black goo that we see in the beginning of the movie Prometheus? David basically used that same pathogen to unalive every single engineer on the planet. David was just like, now that y'all here, I have new subjects to experiment on. And Orm was like, yeah, nah, we gotta get out of here. So while they were trying to run away from David, the baby neomorph basically grew and started chasing everybody, but he ended up getting unalived. Then Captain Orm got hit with the face eater, and the face eater basically gave birth to the xenomorph. They ended up defeating the xenomorph. And while they were fighting the xenomorph, David and Walter got into altercation. David ends up winning and he basically steals the clothes of Walter and basically replacing Walter. So basically after everything was all said and done, they were just like, you know what, clearly this planet is not safe to live on, so we're gonna go to Argai 6, which was the original planet that Project Covenant was destined to go to. So basically Daniels was talking to who she thought was Walter and basically was just like, yo, put me back in the cryo chamber and wake me up when we get to Argai 6. And when he activated the cryo chamber, he basically let Daniels know like, nigga, I ain't Walter. So she starts to panic, but it's already too late, so she gets knocked the fuck out. Walter basically gets on the intercoms and says like, yo, listen, my name is Walter. Clearly he's lying. And he was just like, yeah, so I'm the last living survivor of Project Covenant. Everybody else perished in the crash. Basically repeating the same thing that happened in the previous movie, Prometheus. Which was extra dangerous because now David has thousands and thousands of human bodies to experiment with. So basically the movie ends with David taking the fetus version of a facehugger and putting it amongst the rest of the human embryos. And then this, you know, baby face hugger is going to be very important later on in the timeline, so remember that. Sorry for the long video, but thank you for watching if you made it this far. I appreciate you.